friends. It's so good that we're together again. And I just wanted to share with you some thoughts about something that impacts all of us, and especially in these times, even more so, which is the unknown. And this word by itself can create just so many emotions, where on one hand you might feel fear, or perhaps on the other you might feel extreme enthusiasm. And this really does talk about where you are and what you believe about as far as life. So if you have a sense that, or your experiences have been, that life doesn't support you, and or you don't feel confident in being able to handle what comes your way, then you will do your utmost to avoid anything unknown. You'll go to the nth degree to avoid it, to research it, but again, that feeling of fear and dread comes in. And then if you go to the other extreme, there could be that sense of tremendous enthusiasm to the point where it's not realistic. And so there's so much expectation that when the reality comes in and it doesn't really match up to what you were hoping for, a disenchantment and a disillusionment can come in. So with this in mind, I would like to share with you how I manage the unknown, and hopefully it might help you too. And I think the most important thing is to stop looking at the unknown as if it is this outside event. I know it sounds weird, but the unknown happens every day, all the time. Think about even in random conversation, you may not know exactly what you're going to say. That's unknown until it happens, but you're not fretting about it. Also, too, to share the idea that the unknown, maybe use a different word for it. If you find that this is the unknown equals uncertainty, which equals dread, then the way that I look at it, and I'm one of those crazy people that actually loves the unknown, is another word for it is opportunity. Another word for it, if you want to put it in there, is chance, open doors, a chance for change in this manner. Another word for the unknown is discovery, exploration. And these are the words that I use in order to be able to move forward with it. Now, does this mean that I don't necessarily feel some of the growing pains or unpleasant surprises that the rest of you do? Oh, trust me, I do. It can be just nuts, just like anybody else. But when I frame it with the idea that the unknown that is around me all the time, it's like a permanent thing. Change is permanent, one moment to the next. It's nothing to be afraid of. It really isn't. Think about it, even if you have to normalize it. Think about something that you do every day, and it doesn't turn out exactly the same every time. Again, you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. You go driving down the street, you don't know exactly how it's going to go. You know how you hope it's going to go, but how do you do that? Because you look at this with the idea of being able to reach a goal. So when you're within the unknown and say, well, Skyfire, that sounds great, but I'm still nervous about it. Well, I can be too. But operate with what you know within the unknown. I know it sounds like a paradox, but you can control your reactions. At least you can anticipate them to a great degree. That is more of a constant. Keeping tabs of the type of resources and information creates a form of known. Everything's in flux, everything's in movement. But if you begin to look at it where you look at your supports, you look at how you've been able to manage in the past, and don't judge. It doesn't matter if you did great or if you failed. Look at them both equally. If you failed, then study that without the judgment and see, what could I have done better? And I ask the universe, if I could only do it again, ta-da, here you are, yay, right? But you're given that opportunity to try it again and to go better. If you succeeded tremendously, then study that and see what did you do and what was your environment that allowed for things to move with more ease. And perhaps you might even be motivated to improve. But don't just improve for improvement's sake. Do it because it enriches your life, because it might make things easier for you, but not just because. Now, I know if you're one of those people that loves a challenge for a challenge's sake, hey, my hat's off to you. I wouldn't dare stop you. But when you begin to look at the unknown more as a place of infinite possibility of which you are a co-creator, you're not a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator. And the more that you learn to maneuver within the unknown as an ally, as a realm of possibilities that you can begin to shape as it shapes you, it begins to take away the worry. You might yet be concerned how things will turn out at the end. But if you're really present, and as I like to say, you hang loose, you have to be adaptable when it comes to the unknown. The unknown is a place of growth. It doesn't mean that just because I'm explaining this to you again in simple terms, doesn't mean it's easy. Lord knows, I can share that experience with you. But again, if you look at the unknown as opportunity, the way to be able to see things differently, to grow despite the growing pains. And I like discovery. Say, for example, even today, when I tried to do this video originally, I found a beautiful location. But that was after discovering that the usual places that I go to, we'd had very severe rains from Hurricane Ida, had gotten washed away. And then discovered how curious people are about videos, etc. So it was an education. And without even knowing it, I stumbled across another photographer who was also doing videography and made a friend. And if I had stayed within that unknown moment of just being frustrated and bitter, which I was for periods of time because I want to present the best to you, my friends, and I couldn't do exactly what I wanted to do, I would have missed out on meeting a new friend. I would have missed out on scouting new locations that I would not have found had the unknown washed away the old ones. So that's what I want to share with you. And if you find yourself being stressed by uncertainty, allow your humanity. Give yourself opportunity to express. And also, too, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. But once you do, you begin to find out. You can seek support. Some of that support is internal. Again, that's studying of the past, not in judgment, but as an understanding of yourself and the world as you'd experienced it previously. Spiritual guidance and counseling, by whichever pathway that you walk, creates solace and inner strength, as well as reaching out to family and friends, or, as like what happened to me today, ran across a professional photographer, videographer, who now we're going to be in communication, and he's going to introduce me to other friends, new friends, that once again, the unknown presented before me an opportunity to grow. So I share this with you, my friends. Yes, especially now, there's going to be a great many changes that are going to be happening around our country, in the world, in our natural environment. But focus on what you can count on. So, well, Skyfire, from the way you talked, it looks like you can't count on much of anything. Yes, you can. Count on yourselves. Count on seeking out people of good heart. Count on each other. And also, if you remain focused but willing to adapt, you will be able to ride the river. It will take you places that you may not have seen or experienced. And you will be all the better for it. So, my friends, as always, I always say thank you. Thank you so much when you like, comment, and share my videos. It's so wonderful to be able to pass the positivity along. So, and also too, for any new friends out there, welcome. and subscribe. That way, anytime I create a new video, you'll be notified right away. So until we speak again, my friends, I wish you bright blessings. Wanishi, thank you so, so much. I am always, always grateful. Take care.